What if I told you that Daniel predicted the exact technology being used right now to build a system the Bible warned would control every transaction on earth? And what if most Christians are watching it happen without even recognizing it? Today I'm going to show you what Daniel's prophecies really reveal about our current moment, without speculation, without sensationalism, just scripture. And by the end, you'll understand why so many believers are missing the signs that are unfolding right before our eyes. In Daniel chapter 2, the prophet describes a vision of 4 kingdoms represented by a statue made of different metals. But it's the final kingdom, the feet mixed with iron and clay, that scholars have debated for centuries. Then in Daniel chapter 7, he sees the same kingdoms as beasts, with the 4th beast being the most terrifying, having 10 horns. And here's what most people miss. Daniel specifically says this kingdom would be different from all the others, not just in power, but in nature. It would crush and devour the whole earth. Fast forward to Daniel chapter 12, and the angel tells him to seal up these words until the time of the end, when knowledge would increase and many would run to and fro. That phrase, knowledge shall increase, is exactly where we need to start. Point 1. What people think. Most prophecy teachers focus on identifying which modern nation or political bloc represents these kingdoms. Is it Rome? Is it a revived European Union? Is it a specific Middle Eastern alliance? They spend countless hours trying to match ancient empires to modern borders, and while that geographical approach has some merit, it misses something profound that Daniel emphasized repeatedly. The nature of this final kingdom would be fundamentally different. The Hebrew word Daniel uses suggests not just political power, but a system that integrates and controls. Here's what's fascinating. Every previous kingdom in history conquered through military force and geographical expansion. They took land, they took resources, they took people. But Daniel describes something that operates differently. A kingdom that's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. A kingdom mixed like iron and clay, strong yet fragile, unified yet divided. Does that sound like any traditional empire you know? Point 2. What scripture really says. Let's go deeper into what Daniel actually recorded. In chapter 7 verse 23 the interpretation is given. The 4th beast shall be a 4th kingdom on earth, which shall be different from all other kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, trample it, and break it in pieces. Notice the word devour, not conquer. Devour, it consumes. Then verse 25 gives us 3 specific characteristics. It will speak pompous words against the Most High. It will persecute the saints, and here's the key. It will intend to change times and law. Change times and law. Think about what's required to change times and law globally. You need a system that transcends national boundaries. You need technology that can track, monitor, and enforce. You need digital infrastructure. Now connect this to Daniel chapter 12 verse 4, where knowledge increases. For 2,500 years, human knowledge accumulated slowly. Then, in the last 150 years, exponential explosion. The internet, artificial intelligence, digital currencies, biometric identification, satellite surveillance. We're not just seeing knowledge increase. We're re-seeing the tools necessary for a global system of control come into existence for the first time in human history. And here's what should make every believer pause. This isn't happening through violent conquest. It's happening through voluntary adoption. People are choosing to integrate their lives into digital systems that track every purchase, every location, every communication. Point 3. What this means prophetically now. So what does this mean for us right now? Daniel's prophecies aren't about ancient history. They're about a progression that leads to a specific moment. And we're watching the infrastructure being built. Consider this. For the mark of the beast, described in Revelation 13 to function as the Bible describes, buying and selling controlled globally, what would you need? You'd need to eliminate physical currency. You'd need digital tracking of all transactions. You'd need a way to link that system to individual identity. 20 years ago, that was science fiction. Today, it's policy discussion. Central bank digital currencies are being tested in over 100 countries. Biometric payment systems are already operational. The technology exists right now. But here's what Daniel emphasizes that we must understand. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a progression. The statue in Daniel 2 starts with gold and deteriorates to iron mixed with clay. Each kingdom prepares the way for the next. What we're witnessing isn't the final kingdom itself yet, but the preparation, the normalization, the conditioning. People are being trained to accept what would have been unthinkable to previous generations, and it's happening exactly as Daniel described, through a mixture of strength and weakness, unity and division, all moving toward a singular system. Point 4. What this reveals about end times. This reveals something critical about the nature of the end times, that many misperception won't look evil to most people. It will look like progress. It will look like security. It will look like convenience. Daniel shows us that this system will devour the whole earth, and devouring is about consumption, not just conquest. People will feed themselves into it willingly. The iron mixed with clay represents something that is simultaneously strong in its technological reach and weak in its moral foundation, powerful in control but fragile in trust, united in infrastructure but divided in allegiance. And here's the sobering part. Daniel 12:10 says that none of the wicked will understand, but the wise will understand. This means that as these prophecies unfold, there will be a great divide between those who recognize what is happening spiritually and those who aren't. The majority will participate without discernment. They'll dismiss warnings as conspiracy. They'll mock those who refuse to comply. But the wise, those who know the scriptures, will see the pattern. They'll recognize the progression, and they'll make different choices. So what does this mean for your life today? First, it's a call to vigilance, not paranoia, but spiritual alertness. We're commanded to watch and pray. Second, it's a reminder that convenience is not always wisdom. Every system that promises total security and total control is a system that removes freedom and requires total trust. And Scripture is clear. We should never place that level of trust in human systems. Third, this is a call to live differently now, to build your life on foundations that can't be shaken. Your relationship with God, your knowledge of His Word, your community with other believers. Because if Daniel's prophecies are indeed in their preparation phase, then the choices we make now about what we accept, what we participate in, and where we place our ultimate trust will shape our ability to stand firm later. If you hunger for biblical truth about prophecy without sensationalism, without date setting, just pure scripture and discernment, you're in the right place. Share this message with someone who needs to understand what time we're living in. The signs aren't hidden, they're unfolding, and God has given us His Word, so we won't be caught unaware.